Hey, what's going on, guys? Roniboney here, to be sure, bringing you some Resident Evil 5 tips to help you guys in professional difficulty mode. Professional difficulty mode is the hardest mode in the game, and if you're not equipped properly, you are going to die. So let's get into the mode, and let's get into the guide. So the first thing that you need in your repertoire in regards to weapons is a Magnum. You need a Magnum with infinity ammo. You can do this by completing the game once to unlock infinity ammo and using your BSAA points in order to unlock these. So what I go for is the L-Hawk. I use the L-Hawk because it has 3000 power, a reload speed of 1.36 seconds. You don't really need to worry about capacity, and it is great piercing. The reason I use it is the fire rate's a lot higher than the other Magnums in the game. As you see, there's other Magnums in the game like the S&W, which has a lot higher damage, but it fires a lot slower, and of course the Smith & Wesson M500, which has massive damage, but you can get about 3 rounds off with the L-Hawk by the time that you're ready to fire a second round with this. So it really makes the difference with the L-Hawk. You can take down multiple Majini, multiple zombies, everything. Okay, so the second thing that I use is a rifle. Now this, because the first rifle in the game is absolutely amazing, you don't really need infinity ammo, but it is recommended. So I use this, the regular rifle, 2000 damage. It does a lot of damage. It's great for taking Majini out at a long distance, covering your partner if you're not too close and you think you might miss with your Magnum. Now, of course, the thing that you need to do is you need to have an infinity rocket launcher in your repertoire. Infinity rocket launcher really makes the difference in some parts, especially if you're doing speed runs where you can just blast an area. It's really, really great, but be careful where you fire it, because if you hit your partner, you will kill them and they will bleed out before the time that you get to them. On professional, they bleed out super quickly, within about a second or two, so you have to be nearly right beside your partner the entire time if you want to save them. Okay, so the last is a shotgun. Now, there's a bit of debate here between using the M3 or the Hydra. Now, the Hydra is what I like to use because of its really great fire rate. If I'm using a shotgun, it's because they're too close, not because I'm using it as an offensive weapon. So, as you see, the Hydra 550 firepower. Okay, the best thing about it is, even though its range isn't that good, is the fact that it can fire one after another. Now, it has a very restricted range, so if you guys are really looking for, you know, the ultimate way to finish this game on professional, go with the M3. 900 firepower, a really, really far range. You guys will be set with that. Okay, so the last thing I use when I'm playing by myself is just one first aid spray to heal Sheva, because usually she does fine, and usually I can just resuscitate her, and usually she will heal herself. And I also have, this is a little bit different, I have the egg gold. There's a glitch going around the place with infinity eggs. I don't exactly know how it happens, but if someone is gracious enough to give it to you or to find out how to do it, you gotta roll with that. Also, what I like to use as well is a grenade launcher with flash rounds. Now, this is a little bit unconventional, but once you start getting into Chapter 4, where you're fighting a lot of those little spider things, the Bui Kitchiwa, it gets really, really necessary to use them in order to kill them in one hit. And you can really just speed run some of the game on professional if you have these with you. Okay, so for your partner, if you're playing in co-op, on offline co-op, I might add. Now, I like using on both Chris and Sheva, bulletproof vest and melee vest, solely because the egg is unlimited now, so it gives you a little bit of leeway in regards to healing your characters. So, the melee vest is going to be imperative for the first few acts, and until the Majini start either throwing spears in Chapter 4 and firing guns in Chapter 5 and 6, you probably won't need that, so you could replace that with another first aid spray, you know, green and red herb, etc. So, you want to equip your co-op partner or your offline bot with a gun that does mega damage that they'll really be able to help you with. Now, some people go with assault rifles and that kind of thing, but you need something powerful. She needs to actually be able to help you, so I always go with an L-Hawk. I never stray from that because of the fire rate. She can fire multiple rounds off. Now, some people have experimented, you'll see on YouTube, with using really powerful weapons like the Smith & Wesson M500. It's up to you guys, it's up to you what she does. You could also use her as a bit of a carrier mule, because if you have this egg sheet, it's just go out there and try and look for it. Just literally go into matches and try and look for someone to join your game with this egg sheet. There are people out there, people just keep trading them around. That's how I got them. People are very gracious with trading them around and try and get it. If not, fill most of her inventory slots with first aid sprays, because that's the way you're going to be able to win. Alright guys, so that's it for me. Hopefully you enjoyed this guide. There'll be more guides for Resident Evil 5 coming out in the future, and that's about it. Use these and you will be able to win at professional. Thanks a lot guys, bye bye.